I'm pretty sensitive to saying something's ironic because the Alanis Morissette song got everyone all up in arms about what ironic means and what it doesn't mean. But I was just looking at some pictures of the real chateau again, and ironically, it's kind of on a big island. I was sort of thinking about the one from the movie, but the one from the movie was actually something else. I think it's called St. Mary's Tower, and that is up on a bigger cliff, but it doesn't really look like the real chateau. So I'm feeling a little sensitive about all of the digging that I did. I don't think it really matters that it's not going to be exact because the real chateau is much lighter in color and the rocks around it are much lighter in color. So I think it kind of just gives the right vibe, right? Just cliffs. And I think that'll look cool. And I think on this side, I'm going to more or less follow this shape. I think I'll do that on this side too, actually. Yeah, I think I can mostly just follow this shape too. We're just here for our leads. Sorry to bother you. The cobble deep slate is a little too tall here. I think I'll only go maybe 1 to 2 blocks higher with that. The problem is the cobble is lighter than the stone. Maybe cobble has to be at the top. And actually, maybe that makes sense because then we can have cobble going into mossy cobble, going into moss. Oh, yeah, much, much better. Yep, I think that's it. Okay, now we just have to try to not mess up the shape. I should have done a better job of this. But all along, my plan was to create the bulk storage area before I do this. All right, let's see. Let's see how we should get this thing done. Yep, I like it. Okay. We may need a little bit of adjusting, but that's okay. Yeah, see, the problem that I'm going to have is this is going to be too narrow. I hate to do it. I really, honestly, genuinely hate to do it. But I think I need to take this down. So, on the island with the real chateau, there is another building. It looks kind of like a guardhouse or something like that. So, if we put the armory over here, that wouldn't actually be out of place. And it's really not that complicated of a build. It really wouldn't take me very long. Yeah, okay. On second thought, this is absolutely a no-brainer. We're moving this. And we're going to have to cut this down. That's okay. It's better anyway. But I don't think we're going to do that right this minute. I think we're going to actually get this island looking better. That's important. It's pretty important for that to happen. Okay, so now that I know what my plan is, we can cut this stuff out. Looking at it from this angle, I actually I did a lot of digging on this side. It seemed like it wasn't because it was so much smaller than the other side, but it ended up being a lot of digging. All right, that didn't take very long. When you're not being careful, it's pretty easy to do. I think it looks okay. All right. If you have kids watching, don't let them watch this part. Let's just double check and make sure that it doesn't form some sort of weird shape. That does sometimes happen when you're not paying attention. No, I don't think so. No, it's all right. I actually don't like how it bubbles out here, though. So let's make this a little flatter. You know, I think I still want it flatter. I think I'm going to come flatter this way. Yeah, I think I like that better. You know what I think about the happy gas? Okay. I've just been thinking about how much better this would be with a happy gas because I could just like get whatever angle I wanted at the view. But the problem is they just wander all over the place. If you could just park a happy gas kind of like you can with dogs by making them sit, that alone would be good enough. I understand not wanting to make the happy gas too overpowered, but a little bit powered wouldn't kill anybody. From far away, I really like this gradient too. I think it's going to look pretty good. It's going to look pretty dark, but I don't mind that. I guess now we just have to build up some of the layers. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's go through and torch this thing up. Oh, that's too much difference. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to clean this up at the bottom anyway. That's really not too bad. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. I think it looks okay. We're gonna have to fix the top when we get done, but I think I'm just gonna build up the sides right now. I think that looks very good, especially from a distance. I think it just looks great. But let me show you what it looks like the way I'm doing it. I think it looks kind of okay. I mean, I've just been doing it very randomly, as you can tell, and I definitely would have to go through and fix it. But it looks too busy, to be honest with you. I think it would look okay doing it like this. Okay, Asayo has spoken. She likes it, and she's Department of Make Pretty, so I'm gonna just trust the process. It's possible I just hate it because it just looks terrible with all this brown right here. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I hope. Either that or I'm gonna be miserable. All right, I'll be back. So this is turning out okay, but it's taking a near infinite amount of time. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should do each layer its own layer of depth. So each color will be behind the color before it. Bro, that was infinitely faster. That was so fast. Okay. Yeah, I actually like that better. I think it sort of makes more sense because here it just looks kind of messy. It just looks like, okay, here's what's happening in my mind. In my mind, when I see this, it just looks like someone painted this wrong or someone splashed something on it. Where here it kind of looks like layers, right? Am I overthinking this or am I underthinking it? The problem that I'm having is that it just really looks like lines. Just goes straight up and down in lines. One thing that I think is happening though is that this is taking me a lot longer because I'm just trying to be so careful to save materials. I think I'm just going to have to stop being so worried about materials and just realize I might have to just go dig out a little bit more. Certainly the stone I'm fine with. I have so much stone. All right. Let's crack on, as they say. The progress started speeding up a lot when I realized it didn't have to be perfect the first time through. I'm not doing the cobblestone right now either because I'm going to have to put mossy cobblestone in and all that kind of thing. So there really wasn't a huge amount of point in doing that. Progress being made, not perfectly, but it's happening. We're just going to have to bring Happy Gast over and clean up some of these areas. My kingdom for a faster Happy Gast. Okay, but it turns out I've gotten a quarter of it done, and I haven't used hardly any. But Cobbled Deep Slate, I've only used a few stacks of this. And then the Tough I've used, yeah, not even a whole line. And I have shulker boxes more. In my mind, I thought this was going to take a few shulker boxes, but now that I'm actually in it, I think it'd only take maybe 1.5 shulker boxes. So I'm not worried about using up a few extra pieces. With that in mind, I think I could speed this whole thing up since I'm going to have to go through and fix it anyway and just do this. Oh, by the way, I have my 3D printer running again. I'm working on a project for work, so it's been kind of a thing. You know what? I gotta add something here. I gotta fix my mouse quick. Okay, I added a new button to my keyboard. Let's see if it works. Oh, yeah. Oh, now we're talking. Uh, if you guys have Razer stuff, I recommend this. Holy cow. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna have made a huge mess. Let's not think about that for a while. Something causes it to glitch here and there, though. Why does it glitch sometimes? Okay. So there's that. Now the rest will be cobble. So now we just have to go through and cut it and make it look decent and add and subtract from it. Oh, and I guess we all know what that means. Hey, buddy. I feel a little bad about this, but I kind of, as soon as I thought of just using dirt again, a relatively big part of me thought maybe we just do that because of this. It's not that he's not helpful. The gas is helpful, but what's not helpful is how hard it is to just jump on and jump off. He doesn't stay put. Okay, no one wants to watch this. Okay, I've been flying for 15 minutes now and I've gotten this far. Oh, so my wife just came home and it turns out she bought a puppy. That's cute. I have some really sad news. Remember that puppy we got when I started this flight? Well, he's grown up and we lost him. It's a sad day for us. Was that too dark? That might have been too dark. I was just trying to think of a funny way to show the passing of time. And I'm not good enough at editing yet to edit in, like, me getting older. Although that is probably what I should do. That would be fun. The thing I worry about with that, though, is, like, if everyone saw how good looking I was, it would make these videos more awkward. Okay. The one thing I'll say is when you're standing on it, he stands perfectly still. That makes it usable. I think it looks, I mean, it doesn't look a huge amount better, but it doesn't look any worse. It looks a little bit more purposeful. Yeah, and I really do think it's better. Like, even though it still has the line problem, it looks a little bit more spaced out in a better way than this. This just looks sort of weird. Yeah, and the good thing is, well, okay, it's going to be a little different over there because I'm not going to be cutting out as many. Over here, like, I was cutting out almost as many as I was placing, so I ended up using, like, 12 blocks or something. It really wasn't a big deal. The trickier part was just dealing with my obsession to collect the blocks. But if you jump off and you jump back on really quick, he usually doesn't go too far away, especially if you have a snowball. So he's a pain, but I guess he's our pain. Yeah, I think it even looks good from down here. See, this I think that looks okay. Oh, that's a little flat. But you know what? It's okay because sometimes you're going to have a flat section. But yeah, it looks good here. But over here, I still feel a little bit like it just has like this problem of like blah 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 blah. It just kind of looks like the same height on everything. Everything got tall. So okay, you know what it feels like? It feels like someone just kind of pushed up all of these blocks at the same time. Pushed up all of these blocks at the same time. Okay, so I think it looks the very worst down here. In fact, it's so bad down here that I might just cut this stuff out and redo it the way that I did it down here. But I mean, look how much different that looks. That just looks clean and good, and then it just looks messy. I have improved it a lot, but here's what it was. And here's a good example. Do you see how these are like taller on the edge? It sort of feels like natural weathering is going to kind of make it not quite so spiky. Uh-oh, what is that? What is that? Oh, a slimy little block. How did you manage? How did that block manage to stay there? Okay. All right, sorry. Wait a second. There's another one there. You know what? Let's go out of render distance so those things don't drive me crazy. Actually, you know what? From a distance, it looks okay down there too now. Yeah. Yeah, it's going pretty good. Oh no. I forgot that I only left the area. I didn't actually pick that up. Oh, there's another one down there too. Ugh. All right. I'm just going to pretend like I don't see that. All right, so definitely I think that area turned out the best. So I'm just going to do it that method the whole way around. So I'm just going to go all the way around the island with everything, and then we'll go through and fix it afterward. Ah, okay, I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working correctly. But what I forgot is that this comes down already. This comes down. So what's happened is I've put all this along the whole thing, but there's like an area sticking out. But I don't really think that's going to matter too much because I was going to do cobblestone and moss and stuff like that anyway. So that's not a problem. And of course, as soon as I start talking, it becomes nighttime. This happens every time almost. It's so funny. But this is all done. Although I guess I'm going to have to go up one more layer of stone because I don't want to have that much cobble and moss. What I'm kind of wondering about is if I should make this whole thing rock and then just add some scrub brushes and stuff like that. I kind of feel like that's going to be the way that I do it. I might as well just make it all rock right now. I can add some scruffs of other things as I go. Oh, the new babies are cute. It's not even close to completed. But it looks like a solid object now, right? It looks pretty much officially like an island. There's something to be said for like how clinical this looks. It's kind of cool. I'm not going to leave it that way, of course, but I feel like I don't hate it as much as I should. Oh no. Oh no. I died, and on top of that, I stayed in that same spot for a long time. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know where I was, actually. That looks like stuff. Is that seriously the only thing left of my stuff? Oh no. Oh, okay, there's my stuff. I almost never leave myself somewhere where I could get killed. But I wasn't planning on being gone for very long. I was just running out to grab something quick. But then my wife came home with groceries, so I had to look and see what she got me. Which, by the way, nothing. That's not really true. But it feels true right now compared to what I lost. One thing I guess that I'll say about it is that you kind of need to do something stupid like that once in a while to remind yourself not to do stupid stuff like that. I really do still sort of wonder if dirt is faster than scaffolding. I mean, scaffolding the gas, not scaffolding the scaffolding. So the one good thing about doing a huge project like this around here is the amount of iron that I'm getting is ridiculous. Oh, and even a little string. So I'm a little bit nervous about this. So let's look at it together, see how it goes. I hope it's going to look good. It's certainly going to look better than what it did look like. But I have a little bit of a fear because I don't want to call it laziness or anything, but when you're working on these big walls like this, it's easy to just kind of flow into like a little bit of a pattern. And I would kind of notice I was doing similar things lots of times, but I was hoping that it would look good in the end. You know, like sometimes if you have a repeating pattern, as long as it's big enough and slightly random enough, it'll still look natural. So we're going to look at this together from a distance for the first time, and we'll see. I'm a little bit nervous. Put that on just in case. Okay, here we go. And uh no, it's not bad. It's not bad. It is sort of what I was afraid of. You know, it's got like, do I like that square? I actually remember doing that square like that, thinking we never have any squares, so maybe we should have some. I think it looks okay, actually. Little flat there. I think actually when you're just flying toward it, it looks pretty good. I think if you're not staring right at it, it's not bad. And I think my first time doing something this big as far as terraforming goes, I think we're going to call that good. I don't have any of the moss at the top yet, but I think it looks okay. Oh, I forgot I wasn't recording. Yeah, I did some of this moss all the way around. But it occurs to me that we don't really want this island to be a lush island. We don't want it to have a beautiful green manicured lawn or anything. In fact, if anything, we don't want any grass. So I think maybe we'll just have some like mossy cobble like splotching out in spots. Yeah, this is gonna work okay. Yeah, I think that looks good. In fact, now it makes me want to go through and put a little bit of andesite here and there inside of this too. Oh, we have a pretty good island now. It's not an awesome island, but it's getting there. I'm pretty happy with it, especially from this angle right here. I think it looks good. And I think the top cover that we're going to do looks pretty good as well. So I feel really good about the progress that we made this episode. We've got a ton done. And I think we just have to kind of give this a little bit more contour, a little more texture in the color. So I just really want to say a quick thanks before it becomes nighttime. Just thanks so much for watching. Thanks if you subscribe. Thanks if you like it. It means so much to me. This is mostly just a hobby for me, but if it ever became a hobby that made money, that would be pretty cool too. So if you want to like and subscribe, help out a small channel. Okay, until next time, goodbye. And I guess at this time of day, good night.